So I just want to start out by saying I've got my results, and I'm here with Dr. Malone Hani, who has been extraordinary, who's been just extraordinary. You've been so comforting to me every step of the way, and even now, as difficult as this news must be for you to convey to me, I feel your love, I feel your care, and that gives me great comfort. So what Hani has just shared with me is I do have a grade 4 glioblastoma. And so, that maybe Hani, if I can ask you to just share, what that means for people, just in practical terms,
Sure.
and then share the tumors where they are in my brain, and
Sure.
And what I could, what my outlook is as best we can tell, given all factors.
As we've discussed, obviously, the glioblastoma diagnosis is not one that we were hoping for, and it is a malignant form of cancer, and usually one that is terminal, and so that is very difficult.
Yeah.
However, there are a number of things that I think will give you a very good chance to respond positively to treatment. You're young, you're healthy, your Karnofsky score, which is basically a score of just how functional you are, is perfect, like any others. You're perfectly normal. The location of the lesion is favorable, and the size of it. And so these two MRIs show us where the lesion is. Even though this is on our right side, it's actually Danny's left. The white is actually just some swelling, sort of in the middle of his brain, just off center to the left. The black is a little area that bled. Interestingly, it's not a significant amount of tumor. Usually when patients who have glioblastoma present, it's a much more sort of vicious looking MRI. In Danny's case, he had some issues with speech that led him to come in, and in many ways that was really a blessing, because despite having a pretty small tumor, we were able to do a biopsy and get the diagnosis, and so now we can begin treatment with him looking more or less perfect without having a huge tumor burden to contend with. In fact, when you look at the contrast enhanced scans, which are the scans that have some gadolinium injected into the arteries, and the gadolinium only leaks out to the parts of the brain where the tumor is present, because that's where the blood-brain barrier, which usually keeps that out of the brain, is broken down by the tumor. There's a bit of a wisp here, but otherwise not a whole heck of a lot. There's a little bit of involvement in this area, and again, this is actually blood. So there are some tumor cells in there that we know, but again, taking all patients with this diagnosis caught very early, and we're going to start Danny on state-of-the-art treatment with radiation chemotherapy to try to keep things at bay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I know this is also tough for you. I appreciate that. Is this well enough circumscribed that when they actually plan the algorithms for radiation therapy, they can actually circumscribe and get, an accurate location to remove this?
They can, and they're going to deliver doses outside of that volume as well.
Yeah. Okay. Does that have an implication on them doing a wider margin that might result in some cognitive deficits?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Understood.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But you're so sharp.
Yeah.
I don't think it would matter.
In
fact, it would give the rest of us a chance to catch up.
Well, I said this morning, this has actually been the most exquisite time of my life. I've had this experience of being in the full bloom of my life. I mean, even this last 2 weeks has been it's been the most alive. It's been, I am having so much just the blessings of God flow through me. Just the blessings of God flow through me. I am to have had this moment of tasting what it means to be fully awakened and alive has been the greatest gift of my life, because what this cancer has done for me is brought me to like a full awakening. So I felt like I've been in full bloom. And the only thing is, right now, I said I didn't know how long the bloom was going to last. So I feel even more poignant about the times now, to make every moment count, to live loving relationships, to engage in the purpose of work. And I'm more fired up than ever hearing the news, because this news actually sharpens my determination to really make every moment count. But, you know, I'm having all these synchronicities that are happening, and actually, Murad, I received a Thanksgiving address, and you know, it was about actually meditate on death so you can feel fully alive. You know, so here it is, and it's not a fire drill. It's not, you know.
No, it is not a fire drill.
Yeah, it's real life.
It's a marathon.
Yeah.
And I can't promise you that everything is going to go perfectly, but
Yeah.
I can promise you that I'll be here with you every step of the way.
Yeah.
And we'll do it together. You with your loving family, your loving wife, your boys, and all the other people that love you.
You know, I also trust in, you know, there's an X factor here,
So do I.
which is
Danny Friedman.
Yeah, yeah. And I intend to engage as fully as I can in this fight, to every extent that I can. And I also just draw on, you know, the loving relationships that I'm blessed to have. I actually think that's that's oxytocin is neurochemistry itself. So,
like I said, I mean, if there was a column in the algorithms where you run for love and family, that would probably be the biggest predictor.
Right.
And, you know, and you've got 10x in that column. So.
Yeah. And even in the widening circle of my community of just my clients and my friends and the networks I'm involved in.
It's a reflection of you, Dan.
And it just makes this time even more poignant, and just my desire to serve you all in the community at an even higher level, and this is the opportunity where I just want to, the YouTube channel is about, it's called Living Well From Within, and it's about really, it's our family's commitment to wanting to inspire healing, growth, and and flourishing in the world. That's our legacy we want to leave, and the stories we're learning. Part of my cancer is a side story in this, but part of the inspiration is I want to serve you at the highest level, and I actually want to shine a light in whatever time I have in the glory of that work already being done by so many wonderful organizations that I'm aligned with. So, that gives me a renewed sense of purpose to make a meaningful difference in whatever time I have left. Like I am absolutely committed to serve at my fullest, to serve at my best for as long as I can. So, I intend to make every moment count, and I just have a little bit more sense of how long I've got to be in full bloom. That's the only variable. So it makes them, it focuses the poignancy of the moment. And I just have to say, I love and appreciate you. I just love and appreciate you, and I hope our relationship as it continues.
I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, well, I also hope to be able to bless you and just bring you richness in the moment. So I know I'm not going anywhere either.
No, you're not.
I want to show you this hug, left to left.
Oh, okay.
And that's because we put heart on heart.
Oh my God.
And I just want to put you in my heart, and thank you. Of course. Thank you for all you've done. Of course. Thank you.